All right, good morning, everyone. April 27th, 2022. It's nice out. It's gotta be 50s out right now. And I'm gonna start out, I wrote another list today. So let me show you that list real quick so you get an idea of what I'm gonna attempt to do today's video. So clean up the shop, obviously. I did not clean up last night. I was exhausted last night, so I just walked out after I was done with the ceiling. I need to determine how much wood I need and get it for the false timbers. I do want to start on that project after all. I know yesterday I said I'm not going to get to it right away, but I can't build the partition rooms until those false timbers are up, right? Wrap the mini split lines with electrical tape and install the ceiling fans. So I guess we could first look at this. So I didn't have any electrical tape when I installed this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap these lines with electrical tape. I got a whole bunch of electrical tape at that yard sale last week. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I never cut this expanding foam either. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. It's not hurting anything. It's actually helping by being there. So we'll just leave that go. I'm gonna water and we'll get the day started. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so I added one thing to the list and we're gonna cross off one thing from the list. So, and I'll tell you why. So here's the deal. First, we're gonna clean up the shop first and then we're gonna go get some wood. However, this wood, these cut off scraps and everything, I was gonna use these to finish up that center piece for the ceiling. However, these aren't thick enough. I want to get some fresh boards for that. So we'll get that, it's only 36 feet. And then we're gonna get some trim. So originally I was gonna do trim around each of these timbers. However, in the future, these are gonna be built out. So that would be unnecessary. So I'm just gonna buy enough trim to go from this corner all the way around and just do basically the entire perimeter of the entire ceiling. So I did the math for that, and that is, I did the math on my phone, but it comes out to about, with the 10% added for scrap, it's about 150 feet of trim. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. We're gonna get 36 feet of of just regular pine boards. And here's the math for the false timbers. There's a lot of wood. It's gonna take a lot of wood to do that. It comes out to like 1,200 linear feet. Now, I don't know if you guys realize, but the price of lumber right now is just crazy expensive. If I told you how much I spent on this wood, you probably wouldn't believe me and probably unsubscribe. So basically, just for the wood for these false timbers, I did the math. It's like $2,000. So I'm just, like, obviously, I'm just gonna wait for that price to come down. It will come down in the future, and we'll just wait for that. It's not necessary either. We don't have to do these false timbers right away. That could wait. However, the trim work and that center thing, I think that needs to get done. That's kind of like the icing on the cake, right? And then also we're gonna try to, if we get around to it, we'll install these ceiling fans. But first I gotta clean up the shop and then we'll go to the wood store. All right, I got 3 that are actually pretty good. I mean, I had all those to choose from, and yeah, I got 3 good ones. I think that'll work. Now I gotta find some trim. All right, we've got 36 feet of pine boards. These are 4 inches wide, and they still have mill marks and stuff on them, and some ugly stuff on there. I'm gonna clean these up before we put them up into the ceiling. And then after that, we'll go ahead and put in this molding here. This is just it's called Cove, I think is what it's called. And that'll look nice. I got a little bit extra, so I got enough to do just these corners on both sides, plus a little bit extra. I decided I didn't want to do this. I think it looks clean enough the way it is. So we're not even going to do that. But up here, we absolutely need it. You can see there's some gaps, and I've been putting nails directly into the face. So we need the molding to cover those up. Another thing I want to do with this wood, before I put it up there, is I want to bevel both sides. I want to have it have an angle, a bevel on both sides. That way it doesn't have like any hard edges up there, and it'll kind of match how the ceiling looks. All right, so in order to bevel it the way I want, we would have to use this router bit. But we have one little problem. I don't have a router anymore. It was stolen, and I never purchased it back. So we need to get a router. Now the problem is, the router that I am most familiar with is the Porter Cable plunge router with the D-handle grip, and they're discontinued as far as I know, and I think Porter Cable got bought out by some other company or something, so the quality isn't there yet. So I have to do some research. I got to figure out what router I want. I'm thinking of just going with a Festool. Maybe I'll go down to the woodcraft store and drop $1,200 on a router. I mean, a router is, especially for me, building guitars, router is going to be one of the most important tools that I can have, because it's going to be used to shape the guitar. It's going to be used for shaping the necks, the fingerboards, the headstocks, all the cavities, like everything is going to be the router. So it's arguable that that is the most important tool that I would even have. So I mean, $1,200 for a router isn't that much, considering how much it does. I could get a pin router, but they're like $10,000, and I don't want to drop that much yet. You know, for the amount of guitars that I plan on making in the beginning, I can do them with a hand router, and then eventually we can upgrade to a pin router once I sell, you know, about 50 guitars or something like that. And it's not a big deal. I plan on doing about 10 guitars a month to start. So here we go. 10-pack vinyl electrical tape. I got this with a bunch of other things for $5. That's like a lifetime supply of electrical tape. All right, not bad. Took 2.5 rolls, but we got her done. All right, let's go get a router. All right, clean up the shop. We wrap the lines. We got our trim. Last thing we need is install ceiling fans, and we need a router. All right, well, we are at the lumber yard. I called around looking for a Festool router, plunge router, and they have the 1010 REQ in stock. So let's go get it. Some maple there. Or birch, actually. Red birch. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and they had, well, maybe a month ago, they had some black Limba. Oh, they still have it. This stuff is great for building guitars. It sounds great. That piece right there, holy cow. Actually, this piece might be wide enough. Yeah. Black Limba, 8/4. All right, let's get this Festool. All right, let's get this router. So this is the 1400, the one I would really like to have, but they're sold out. What they do have is the newer version of this one. Maybe they'll sell me the demo model here. If not, this will still last forever. I think the only real difference is the chuck size. See, this one here, it only holds a 5/16 is the biggest. And this one here holds a 1/2 inch, up to a 1/2 inch. This one's $200 more, but I would totally get this one if they had any, but they don't. This one here is just a monster. Do not need that. All right, we're back from the lumber yard, and I couldn't pass up this piece of black Limba. It's only 4/4, which means I can make a neck out of it or multiple fingerboards. But I just had to have it. So we'll put that over here with our slowly growing hardwood collection. All right. So I picked up the Festool 1010R. This machine is probably the best router you can possibly buy, right? This company is high-end stuff. They didn't have the 1400, but I told them to put my name on the list. When they come in, I'll go get one and I'll turn around and sell this because I'm not gonna need this if I have the other one. But I needed a router tonight so I can route these out. I also got myself and a connector because I don't have a dust collector yet. So I'm gonna have to rig it up to my Milwaukee, and that's nothing a little bit of duct tape can't handle. All right, let's get routing. All right, so I mean, all I did was this much so far, just that little bit. That's basically what that's what the router is doing. If you're not familiar with woodworking, it's making this board have these bevels on it, right? So I stopped like right about here because I just started laughing because this machine is so smooth and quiet compared to the old Porter cable that I had. That's, it's a 25-year-old machine, and I was like so mad that somebody stole it. But the people that robbed me, if I would still have that Porter cable, I'd still be using it. But holy cow, this thing is like night and day. So much better. And I just took my Milwaukee vacuum, and that duct tape came in handy again. I bought a Festool hose for it, and I just put it up there just because I don't have a dust collector yet. So it's working great. All right, here, I'll turn it on. It's like I don't even have to turn the camera off. It's not that loud. Listen to this. I could speak and you can still hear me. It's like butter, but I have to use both hands because the hose keeps getting caught on this terrible plywood bench that I have here. So, all right, so far we've got 2 of those 12-footers done. We have 1 more to go. And I thought I would mention a little trick here. You're probably wondering, how the heck do I have this thing attached, right? Well, I actually have it nailed down, but I hid the nails in the knots, right? There's only 2 nails. You don't have to go crazy. It just needs to stay there. And this was just a little ugly knot. You can't even see where the nail went in. Actually, you can. It's like right there. I could have got away with it over here as well. And then I'm gonna do the same thing when it's on the ceiling. I'm just gonna tack it in at the knot holes. All right, this thing is so awesome. It's great. Listen to the suction that I got going here. Working good. Got my router. So it's been hours since I filmed last. And I'm just gonna go ahead and call the ceiling done, other than the ceiling fans. I did put the trim up along there. I was gonna put the trim up here, but I didn't do that because this had a big ugly gap there. So I decided to go ahead and just finish that off. These areas here were a little bit tricky, but not bad. Just cutting around those pieces there. But other than that, looks pretty good. I am 100% happy with it. And I think it looks good. I'm glad I didn't stain it like a darker color like I was gonna maybe stain that one piece darker. That would have looked out of place. So I'm happy with that. I just have to install the ceiling fans. So I still have to go and buy some more molding for this area here. I'm gonna do some nice miters up here, and then we'll call the ceiling done. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and read comments because I'm pretty sure this is a short video. So let's go ahead and we'll call it a night in the shop. We made some progress. Ooh, it's dark. That's another thing. I need to stop working so late. I told Heather I'd be done working around 6:30 every day, but I end up forgetting what time it is and worked until about 8:30. So let's go read comments and then we'll finish up the video. Alrighty, here we go. Anthony says, what about maybe Cork Sheets for the Echo? Not sure on the price difference between them and the other sound stuff. Might be worth looking to. So I went on, I was looking for these acoustic panels, right? And I'm looking on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking on Amazon, and I'm looking at these different companies, and people like, these things are like some of them are hundreds of dollars. The ones that you can get on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist are like $75, and it's somebody making them. And I'm looking at these things, I'm like, all it is, it's a 1x2 frame, wooden frame, and then inside it has that rock wool insulation, like 2 inches thick, and then there's material just stretched over it and stapled on the back. I mean, I could make custom ones, you know what I mean? I could make, and I mean, it'll be a fun project that we'll do. I'm going to make my own, save myself like $750 because I need 10 of them. So 10 times 75, I'm not going to spend that much on something that I could totally make a video out of, right? And it'll be a fun project. So thanks for the comment and suggestion, but I'm sure cork would probably work. It's a little hard though, so it would still bounce. So I don't know. I think we're gonna go with the project that I plan on doing. Mac the Ape, that siding is still up in the rafters. I love the list idea. I always do it and always get so much more done. Yeah, my list. I think I threw the list away. It's in the shop. But yeah. Without the list, I totally would have not been checking stuff off. We wouldn't have made as much progress, I don't think. So thank you very much for that. And yes, the siding is up on the rafters. Tomorrow's list, I'm going to start it right now. Get siding on brackets. We're going to put the siding on the brackets in the back of the building tomorrow. And then we're going to wrap it in like a tarp. So the bugs and birds and bees and stuff can't nest in there. And then we'll just get it up there one piece at a time. I got to get it out of there. Actually, that thing was great because it acted as like a table for me up there because none of my tools have like rafter hooks, you know? So I was like, I mean, even tonight when I was putting up the molding in the ceiling, my nailer, hammer, all that stuff was right there. So now I can take it down and it'll be great. So thanks for the comment, Mac the Ape. How many comments do we have? Oh boy, we better get talking here. All right, I'm not going to go too long. Raymond says, if it was me making the decision, the hay looks great on the ground. Why grow grass? Hey, the hay does look pretty good. I know Raymond likes the hay. And the only reason I really want to grow grass is to keep the roots. I need to, basically that western slope, if it rains really good, I'm going to have like a flood back there, just a muddy flood. So I need roots, so that's why I want to grow grass. And eventually, it's going to be gardens and stuff back there. It only gets sun about half the day, though. So if you guys have any suggestions for plants that would be great, really good for partial sun for back there. Let me know in the comments of this video that you're watching. So thank you, Ray, for the comment. I am no one says first shop guitar should be made from the scrap left from the shop construction. I get what you're saying, but probably not. I just bought that black Limba today. That's probably going to be a neck for one of the guitars. Just I like using exotic woods and stuff. But I've seen people building guitars out of all kinds of stuff, and I could easily do that to, you know, boost the channel, make a guitar out of like acrylic and like hammers or something, you know, whatever. Just you didn't see any hay, just straw. Yeah, I didn't know there was a difference. Somebody did mention that the difference between hay and straw is hay is like feed and straw is not, or something like that. Carl says a whole bunch of stuff. I will read it and then I will get back to you. Okay, so Carl's talking about, first of all, he's like giving some tricks about tips on how to slip the claw hammer under the screw head, and so you can kind of straighten it down, but the wedge worked just fine. Appreciate that. And also, you're acquiring some very serious tools in your shop that equates to some very serious injuries if you're not careful. Right. So I've been doing woodworking for 40 years, and I got all 10 fingers. Doesn't mean I can't lose any, but I'm super careful with everything. So I appreciate the heads up. Thank you for the comment. Beverly MacGyver, nice job. Oh yeah, that was my nickname in high school, MacGyver. It's straw, not hay. There's a difference. I already this is the guy that I was talking about. I commented back to him earlier, and then he said straw is the stalks of a plant by a byproduct from wheat and barley. Hay is food for cattle and horses, usually alfalfa. So there you go. I didn't know that, and I've worked on a farm, although I never baled hay. I always like picked rocks and milked cows and stuff like that. Kevin, you did a great job in the ceiling and the shop is looking great. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Brian says excellent work. Thank you very much. I've never had my comment read out on any channel. Shane, the time you spend answering comments is awesome. All right, cool. Klesh was the very first channel I ever commented on, honestly, because I thought that you would reply, and you did. No other channels ever responded. Yeah, hey man, happy to answer you, and yeah, I'm not gonna do the comment thing on every video, but I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't know. You guys already know. If you scroll over the thing at the bottom, it'll tell you how long this video is. I'm gonna guess around 20 minutes. I don't know. I didn't edit the first part yet, so. Felisa says project is going great. You should return the bad boards and get new ones. That's a great suggestion. However, whenever you buy a whole bunch of wood like that, you get 10% more to compensate for the bad wood. I was just creative and was able to use pretty much everything, so everything worked out, but I appreciate the suggestion. Usually I would return stuff if it's bad. Tarnished Viking, yeah, almost done with the ceiling. Got to cap off the center beam, get rid of the dust gaps. Just did that tonight. I have to buy more molding to actually finish everything off. But yeah, it's all good. Ricky, good morning, sir. The ceiling turned out awesome. Thank you, thank you. Duke Nukem, maybe just a 1x6 or a 1x8 at the top with edges at the ceiling angle, flat to the ground. Make a great chase for wiring and flat spot for ceiling fans. Yeah, I'm just doing a 1x4 up there, nice and neat. Kind of matches the rest of it. A big 1x6 or 1x4 would kind of look. The word is gaudy. Is the word that we use in guitar making, like, just big, like something like. I like small, precise stuff. You know what I mean? But I know what you're saying, and I appreciate that. Yeah, that would make sense to have a flat spot for the ceiling fans, but if you watched this video and you're watching this far, you can see where I already have my ceiling fans on an angle, both on the same side there. All right, you get a heart on your comment, and GDNS says,
sending you good juju on the joiner. Planer, you can always shift the river rock over if you build the rooms in the back, giving you more than enough rocks. Yep. If you spare pine, if the spare pine you said was unusable, is wide enough for the center strip of the cathedral ceiling, it would save you some cash if you cut down. Oh yeah, it was just a little bit too narrow. Unfortunately, I had to go out and buy another $70 worth of wood. It might be nice to stain that one ceiling strip the color of your beams to give it a homogeneous feel. Yeah, I thought about staining it a different color. Oh, look what just got delivered to me. Cookies. These are like giant cookies. I'm going to have a cookie while I read comments. Oh, that one has Reese's Pieces in it or something. That's good. Wayne says egg crates are cheap soundproofing. Egg crates are what I used to use in our old band room in Pennsylvania. I had a whole bunch of them. I should have got a drink. That's a peanut buttery cookie. We would put them on the ceiling, on the walls, and where we had our band practice. And they would get all full of spiders and, you know, all that. But in the shop, I'm not going to do that because they're going to collect dust. And they're just cheap looking, and they're cheap. I mean, you know, it'll be fun to make a project for acoustic panels, but I appreciate that suggestion. JMac240SX says, builds wooden cathedral ceiling, complains about the echo. Yeah, I mean, dude, you hear it in there. It's like you clap, and it's like clap, clap, clap. It's like crazy bad. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't realize how bad. And like even Heather was saying today, she's like, it's really echoey in here, but once we get the wall, the shelves up, the partitions and everything, and we get all the tools and stuff in there and some shelves on the wall, the wood, and everything where it needs to be, the acoustic panels on the ceiling, it'll deaden the sound a lot. So, yes, that's pretty funny. ScooTube says, Daryl Peart, a famous furniture maker, has a review of the Felder AD941 joiner planer on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I've been watching YouTube videos with it's actually the 951. I know I said the 941 is the one I wanted. I need the 20-inch one. It's like the biggest one they make. And I'm still waiting on that phone call from Felder. They never called me back, so I don't know. I'll call them again, but I really would like to get it because I did not purchase a planer yet. I did not purchase a joiner yet. And that Felder AD951 is like the perfect machine. All right. Nice. Chicky 333. Nice demonstration. Keep up the good work. Oh, they're talking about my my nuclear gauge video when I was in Pennsylvania at my my job. Whoops. My job in Pennsylvania at one point was working in the coal mines, and that was one part of the job. Ash pits. Darren Hamilton says, Bent's Woodworking does a couple of good reviews on the joiner planer combo you're talking about. Not sure if it's the same manufacturer. It looks great, and you get a much wider than usual joiner. Yeah, that is the tool I need. MS, what's up? Deb says, congrats on finishing the ceiling. It looks great. Thank you very much, Deb. I appreciate that. Brush It Off says, bro, I need to go to bed. Nearly 11 p.m. here. April 27th. Down Under. Have to watch this, though, damn it. The new machine sounds awesome. Big expense. Maybe find someone that has one and get their opinion. Try it out first if possible. Yeah, I'm pretty darn sure this tool is serious business and would be exactly what I need for what I mean, it would take that one machine would take the place of two machines in the size of one machine, right? It's just one of those things where I can buy an okay joiner and an okay planer, or I could buy this awesome machine and be happy every time I use it, right? A lot of it has to do with the aesthetics of the machine too, like that Festool router that I bought today. I never used a router that was so quiet and just solid and perfect, like so perfect. It's hard to explain until you use it. but you could just feel the quality. You know what I mean? David Simon, ceiling looks great. Awesome job. Won't the echo drop a lot once the equipment partitions and whatnot are installed? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yeti says echo would be great for live acoustic play. It certainly would. You're right, it would. Crush that list and love you, brother. Love you too, man. Shano666 says, never thought that I'd enjoy watching someone build a shed so much as I've enjoyed this series. I like my little shed too. As a mediocre guitarist with an interest in one day building my own guitar, and also a boiler maker who loves everything to do with hand tools and construction, and I'm finding this build process so enjoyable. Loving the content, man. Also a beginner prospector here in Western Australia. Glad you enjoyed it, man. And I'll heart your comment as well, just like everybody. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.